Where London at?
Right here.
Hey. All right, so we're
I got you once I'm done, okay?
Streaming. All right, everybody ready?
Yeah. You good? Okay.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of NewEra410 Podcast. And you know, I got my host with me. I am Amor. And you know, we got our special guest, Mr. 49er himself, aka Chilligan's Island. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
What's good, bro? I'm good. How you?
We are good, man. So it's been a little while since we had a sports episode. You know, we started off doing a sports episode, and then we kind of like, you know, try to, you know, touch every little topic so we're not just stuck on just the sports. So
makes sense.
You know, we tapped in. She don't let the female fool you. She's tapped in like we is when it comes to sports. So yeah, she know her stuff and all that.
That's a good thing.
Before we get started, you get what I'm saying? I want you to introduce yourself, let the people know a little bit about you, the hat that's on your head, the ring that you might have shown us, you know, all that type of good stuff.
You know, Chilligan's Island. That's me. I just be chilling. 49ers fan since like 91. I popped out with, you know, the last championship ring we won a long time ago, decades ago. Feel me? So here we go. Excited to be here. Support the bro. Hope y'all tuned in.
Yes, sir. And I definitely want to let my co-host say a little bit, you know.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Amor, and of course I'm live from the back seat, but we locked in. That's what we're doing today. We're gonna have a great episode and just talk football, talk life, talk new era.
I ain't gonna lie, I want to jump right into it. You feel me? Because I'm not even about to play no games.
Before we jump right into it, let me shout out my youth football team, coach youth football. So shout out East Howard Jaguars, 13U. We live, season about to get started. Come August, September. I'm locked in, all football all around. So I'm ready. You jump right in. We can get to it.
Hey, so people that have kids that's looking for teams and all that, like what do they do? How do they go about getting their kids signed up for your team?
You can find the page on Instagram, East Howard Jaguars, Facebook, East Howard Jaguars. We got OTAs, I think that started yesterday. So we locked in. We start, I think, at 5, that's flag football, and then we range to 13. So anybody interested, come up. We looking for dogs because we got a group of them already.
All right, so I want to jump right into it, you feel me? And make sure y'all go and check out the Instagram page for his youth football team, you feel me? That's always a great way to get the kids started, keep them out of trouble, things like that. Who is going to be our quarterback, bro? What is going on with y'all quarterback situation?
Come on,
what is going on, bro? Talk to me.
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna keep it a bean. So I'm a Trey Lance fan, man. Ain't really seen much out of him as far as like regular season football, but you know, training camps, the few games that he did play, some of the passes he makes, he looks legit. Brock Purdy, I have nothing bad to say about him. He came in under the radar, and realistically, if he didn't get injured in the Eagles game, you know, that'd have been a different outcome. I ain't gonna lie to you, that'd have been a different story. I think he was undefeated going into that game. And so, I mean, you know, a little bad luck here, you know, no blocking by McGlinchey led to a, you know, injury that we couldn't really recover from. But going into the season, if he healthy, I'm going to assume that that's who they're going to go with. My pick, realistically, will probably be Trey Lance, man. He has a different element, I think, that hasn't been fully tapped into. And I think that if he gets an opportunity, he'll be good. If not, and he's the backup, then we saw what Brock Purdy did last year. He got another year under his belt as far as the system is concerned. I know he's not getting a bunch of reps right now because he's recovering from the injury, throwing separate from the team. But the timing, I think that Trey Lance and Brandon Ayuk picked up on last year in the offseason would pay dividends. I think Brandon Ayuk he's set for a breakout year. He had 1,000 yards last year. I think he's set for another 1,000-yard season with either quarterback. Sam Darnold, solid backup. He's a veteran presence, something that we definitely need. And shout out to the league for opting into that 3-quarterback field. Just in case we get injured again. We got somebody coming off the bench.
Okay, so Brock Purdy had, correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy John surgery?
I don't know if it was Tommy. It might have been Tommy John's because, all this right here.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't know how tough that is to. Yeah, I don't know how tough that is to come back from. I don't see too many baseball players come back from that type of surgery and still be that level. But he's not throwing the ball every time like a baseball player would. So it might be different. I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, man. If he's not ready to go, let me see Trey Lance on the field. I think his running ability, his ability to thread the needle, and shout out to Pat Mahomes for working with the guy in the offseason. They look good together. So we'll see.
Got you. And I like both of them. I feel like Trey, I ain't get to see enough of him yet, but there's a reason he was drafted as high as he was drafted. You get what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't think he's gonna be a bust because when he did come in, he did look like he was promising. So it was just like, okay, you feel me? I see him. Brock exceeded all expectations. Like you said, ain't nothing you can say bad about him, whether you're a fan of the 49ers or not, yo. Like Shorty balled out, yo. It was crazy how he balled out too. To the point where
he played in.
I forgot he was a
he was the last pick in the draft. So who expected
chip
that?
On that shoulder.
Come on, man. Yeah, he came in and he played like it.
But you know what? I mean, you got people like Tom Brady, who people didn't expect to be great as he was. And he went low in the draft pick. You know what I mean? So it's not about where you go. Sometimes it's about what you do when you get there. That's point blank period. You know what I'm saying? So is like you have to play with the cards you're dealt with.
Yeah, you got to maximize your opportunity.
And you know what? He probably thought, like, you know what? I might have been in the last in the draft, but at least I got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's about making the best out of situations. I think so many people look at the numbers to how people get drafted, and really, all these men have potential to be great. Yeah,
that's why they're in the league.
Exactly. But they have to first believe in themselves. Of course, you can say, like, people believe in them, but if they don't believe in themselves, they don't even matter.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely feel like he got a chip on his shoulder. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you gotta have a chip on your shoulder being the last pick. You're gonna be like, everybody ain't better than me. And he gonna get that bag, bro. He gonna get that bag, yo. Even just from that one season.
Chip for chip at this point, because we got a first round draft pick who everybody talking about need to be traded or need to be on the bench. So if we're going chip for chip, then hopefully we end up in the chip at the end of the season, man. That's all I care about. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like to play on chip.
Yeah, the chip.
Little bar guard. You know what I'm saying? See what I can.
I'm gonna get some.
I feel like your window is not as far as a team, but y'all window as far as figuring out what y'all going to do with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance is mad small. Y'all need to win now because one of them is going to be gone. You feel me? Like when Brock Purdy get healthy, the way he played, I don't see him wanting to be a backup for.
No,
you feel me?
I don't think he wants to be a backup. Period. I don't think anybody wants to come in the league and say I'm gonna be a backup. Everybody wants to be a starter. So whether it's
Kyle Bowler.
I mean, that's your guy. That was your favorite player, though.
No, he was trash.
He was really your favorite player, though. You used to go down the stadium. You used to go down the stadium and watch him play on purpose. You did.
It'd be sad.
You used to hope for blowout so you can get in the game. Though that's crazy. That's the sad part.
No,
that's terrible. That's the
used
crazy
to fumble,
part about you.
He used to fumble without nobody touching him. I hated him.
Yo, out of pocket.
He was one of the ones that tripped over his own feet. You hear me?
Yeah, Kyle Bowler.
Like, what did you trip over? Air?
That's a wild name. I ain't heard that name in I don't know how long either. That's crazy.
No.
Pulled out Kyle Bowler.
Who do you feel like will have a bigger impact on the team as far as because Brock Purdy ran a little bit too. When he needed to run, he got out of there. He might not be no Trey Lance running.
He's elusive.
Yeah.
He had a play, I think it was, and I want to say it was against the Cardinals last year. If it's not the Cardinals, it was that Tampa Bay game where he eluded the sack and threw to Brandon Ayuk, who he missed it, like dropped the pass in the end zone. But he had like 7 seconds scrambling. So, he's able to get out of the pocket, which is a good thing. I think in that offense that we run, we need a quarterback who is able to, move around. Not somebody that's going to stand there and get, hit by these defensive tackles, corners coming on blitzes, things like that. So either one they're able to move around. But as far as bigger impact, we saw the impact that Brock Purdy had last season with all the injuries. So if we're going off of just last season, I'm going to say Brock Purdy. However, again, I don't know the full impact that Trey Lance can have with that offense for a full season. And I think that's what the element that he brings as far as the ability to fully scramble. Like he's quick. He can run, so he can go point A to point B rather quickly. It adds a different element to the team overall. So like I said, if we're going on last year, I'm gonna say Brock Purdy. But if we're going on what I feel like should be, I'm gonna go Trey Lance with the bigger impact on our team.
Trey Lance hasn't had a full season yet, or he hasn't played as much as Brock Purdy. So are you nervous about, you feel me, like them rookie woes and the things, all rookies make them rookie mistakes and stuff like that. Are you worried about that? Because I know y'all want to win this year. Y'all have the team to do it.
It's football. So am I concerned about the woes, the rookie woes, the rookie wall, all that stuff? I'm not. Because if that is to take place, we got the number one defense on the other side of the ball. So if we're not giving up points and we're putting up, if we put up 3 points and won't give up no points, we still win the game. A win is a win, right? So it's the same thing I've heard since I was a kid. Defense wins championships. And we have a championship caliber defense that is, in my opinion, we unmatched, especially in that front seven. If you're going to give us anything, you'll probably say like the back half, but even the back half last season showed that we can be an elite group of guys at both corners and both safeties, especially with, Talanoa Hufanga coming on last season. Little baby Palomalu, what they call him, around the ball, causing turnovers, big hits. Got the best linebacker in the league, Fred Warner. There's no question there. Got one of the best lockdown corners in Charvarius Ward. And Bosa coming off the edge. He gets held 90% of the game and is still leading the league in sacking the quarterback. Defensive player of the year, last year. So even if we do run into those, rookie woes, or even if it's Brock Purdy, second year woes, we have a defense to kind of atone for those mistakes.
Who tell us about the people that y'all added on this off season? Did y'all add anybody? And I know about y'all drafted somebody, right?
Yeah, so we got what's my man name from the Eagles? Their inside defensive lineman, who pretty much was their run stopper. He's an additional pass rusher. So inside, we got a group of guys, and we got the guy from Clemson who was a Raider, I think, last year, Cleveland Farrell, added him in the offseason as well. So the defensive line, I think we're stacked at all around, and we got one of the best defensive line coaches, and I think Chris Kucerik, if I'm saying his last name incorrectly, my bad. But he's one of the best defensive line coaches in the league. Like, you can see the impact that he has with the players that we had, and then they go on to get like large contracts based on how they played that 1 or 2 years with us. So I think the biggest one was my guy from the Eagles, and he right next to 97. So we 97 and 98 on that side of the ball. We looking to cause havoc, man. I need a lot of turnovers, a lot of sacks, fumbles, fumble recoveries, interceptions, touchdowns, all on that side of the ball. It takes the pressure off of the offensive side of the ball. And yeah.
If I'm going to be honest, bro, because of course, you know, I'm a Ravens fan, but one thing about me, you feel me? Like, I'm a fan of sports, so I'm realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I think y'all have the scariest team overall, offense and defense, because y'all offense is just as scary as y'all defense, bro. Especially adding CMC. Oh my goodness, you feel me? Like, he ain't even get his feet wet, and he was doing this thing last. He ain't get started.
The first game
yet.
against the Chiefs. The first game against the Chiefs, I think he scored twice. And he came in the middle of the week. So we got a Sunday game. He came in on Thursday.
He probably do 5 plays.
Come on now. Listen. And I mean, looking at the offseason videos, Debo upset with himself because of the season he had last year, which wasn't a bad season. It just wasn't a season that he's comfortable with having. And like I said, Brandon Ayuk, that's a scary tandem. And I don't think a lot of people give our wide receiver corps like a bunch of credit because they don't have like the massive numbers as far as like touchdowns or whatever, but they lead to a lot of scores, whether it's getting us into the red zone or blocking. And we have, in my opinion, I'll probably take some slack for this, but the best overall tight end in the game. That's George Kittle, with catching the ball, run after the catch. He's a blocker. He's a pass protector. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to find the space if his quarterback is in trouble. So the offensive line honestly, is probably, if I have to pick, that's probably my little wavering spot because of the uncertainty that's there. I think Buford played well last year. Of course, Trent Williams, the GOAT.
Right.
I think we had a conversation the other day about him going in motion against Green Bay in the playoffs a couple years ago. And he's moving that way. I'm not doing it. I'm not standing in front of him. So,
and what's his metrics, bro? What's his weight and size?
I think he like 6'7", 340.
And he running in motion to block?
No, I ain't doing it. I'm not. No, sir. I told you the other day I'd have been running down the field. They'd have been chasing me to like come back to. I'm not doing it. I don't want no part of that.
To put me on the bench. Coach,
stationary.
What you doing? I'm
stationary.
Like,
stationary. I'll do it. If he's stationary, I might go head up. But if he coming in motion, that's dead. That's not happening. It's not. But I'm interested to see what we do at center and then that right side of the line. So center, guard, right tackle. The right guard played pretty good last year. We did move on from, like I said, Mike McGlinchey, which, I mean, I'm happy about. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not happy about that. He's a professional. He's doing something that I'm not doing. So I'm not going to bad talk and bad mouth him. But as far as the effort that he was putting in some of those plays, it wasn't there. So, yeah, I'm excited, man.
So just to throw out something, one of the comments in our comment section, because you know we live on YouTube right now. It's Cowboy Nations over here, and we owe y'all.
Who is that, Kyle?
No, this is my guy Luke. He a Cowboys fan. He said we owe you.
But why? Y'all, they owed us the last 2 seasons.
Ooh.
They lost both playoff games. So I ain't. If you want to talk Cowboys to me, you want to tell me about Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith, and you know what I'm saying. Don't tell me what y'all do in the regular season. I listen to Skip Bayless talk about that nonsense the whole football season. Then playoff comes and nobody knows what happens because they disappear as a team. So
Right.
They still got the Eagles to worry about in that division. I'm not too concerned about the Cowboys for real.
I don't really know how I feel about the Cowboys, bro. It's like on paper they supposed to be that every year. You feel me? Just me personally, you feel me? Like I give respect when respect is due. They got one of the top teams too, but me, I don't believe in Dak Prescott. I'm sorry, I don't.
You know what?
I don't believe him.
They did add Stephon Gilmore to their secondary with Diggs, and they got Parsons up front. So I mean, they went out, they made the necessary moves. It looks like it all looks good and it sounds good on paper, but it's a 60-minute game on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and then playoff time Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see, come January, what's happening, who's talking, who owes who. I ain't hard to find. I'm on all sites.
Diggs was so. This is Diggs' second year. That was last year was his rookie year, right? Or was that his second
year 3? He going into year 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
His second year, he was trash. I ain't gonna lie. He was getting killed last year. Everybody was hitting him with double moves, and it's like, I understand that you're aggressive. I understand, but you gotta pick when because people shouldn't be you kept getting burnt on double moves
every week.
Like that's a problem, bro. I hope he addressed that this year. Because that was kind of embarrassing to watch him go from we thinking he's going to be the next Deion Sanders. You feel me? Like
nobody
interception.
Nobody.
I'm saying that's what comparisons the Cowboys fans and all that was saying. He's the next Deion because of his hands and his instincts. He played cornerback, but he's like a wide receiver. Like
that's because he played wide receiver in college till they switch him over to corner. But nah, that's and maybe that's why he regressed because you can't put the Deion Sanders like crown on this man and then expect him to go out and beat Deion Sanders. It's not going to happen. I don't think you're ever going to see another Deion Sanders again as long as we watching football.
Yeah, he was special. Prime was definitely special. But we lost some more. She might pop back in with us. You feel me? But so realistically, I'm gonna pull up y'all's schedule, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna ask you every game, and I need you to tell me. And
I'm gonna be
realistically,
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I listen. The last 2 years, I made it public on all my social media what the record was going to be. I was a game within the last 2 years. I'm gonna be honest about what I'm saying. People think I'm crazy when I pick certain games as a win. I'm gonna be honest and pick those games again. So, just let me know what you got.
So we're gonna skip preseason. We ain't worrying about preseason. Y'all first game, you feel me, is against the Steelers at home. At Steelers.
A dub.
Then y'all next game is at Rams.
A dub. They in full rebuild mode.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Matthew Stafford coming back off an injury.
Yeah.
But even prior to the full injury last year, he wasn't the Matthew Stafford from a year ago. So we're gonna start the season 2 wins, no losses.
All right, and that's both away games. Y'all first home game is against the Giants.
A dub. They got to figure out what they're gonna do with Saquon Barkley.
He gonna play though.
If his mind not there, they don't have no legit running game. I mean, we're gonna stop the run anyway. But on the outside, I mean, I think they added Darren Waller as their tight end. But again, we got a tight end stopper on the other side, and Fred Warner or his partner. And so we good. We're gonna start the season 3 wins, no losses. What you got for me next?
All right, so y'all next home game after that is against the Cardinals.
A dub.
All right, then y'all got the Cowboys. So there's 3 home games in a row.
So it's what? 5 wins, no losses to start the season? Because the Cowboys I'm not even paying attention to. If I'm being realistic.
Then y'all go to Cleveland. Cleveland gonna be better this year. They gonna have an off season with Deshaun Watson, and they added Elijah Moore, and they got some better a couple defensive players. But
they still got Myles Garrett. But I see 6 wins, no losses.
All right. Then y'all go to Minnesota. That's gonna be tough. I don't know because Minnesota might have regressed, bro. They might not be as good as last year.
7 wins, no losses.
Then y'all got Cincinnati at home. That's gonna be the game right there. That's gonna be the game right there.
Since Cincinnati might present more of a problem than the first 7 games, only because they have on that offensive side of the ball they are talented. There's no getting around it. Man, we started a couple years ago. We started 9 wins, no losses. I'm gonna say 8 wins, no losses at this point.
Y'all got after that. Y'all go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville got Calvin Ridley back. They already was tough last year too, and that defense they was a top 5 defense too. People don't know
They were
9-0.
I'm gonna call 9-0.
9-0. Can we just skip this one? I don't even count them as a team this year. The Buccaneers, y'all got them at home. Y'all home against the Bucs.
No, I'm not gonna skip it. I'm not gonna skip that game only because I think what we did to them last year, they're still embarrassed by. And I think what's his name, Carlton, their safety corner, whatever his name is, said post Tom Brady, they supposed to be the team.
Who believes?
So we had, he does apparently. They not gonna be what my man Jameis say, eating dubs. They not doing that. Not with us. So we going 11. That's 11 games.
No, that's 10.
That's 10?
Yeah.
That's 10. Get me to the Christmas game. That's the game I want to talk about. So get me to that Christmas game. What we got at the 10?
Added the Buccaneers, y'all got the Seahawks. Y'all go to Seattle.
Seattle. It's always tough to play in Seattle.
And they got Njigba too. They got another offensive weapon for Geno. Woo! That boy been looking good.
It sound good. It's not college though. So I can see if you said, oh, Marvin Harrison Jr. came out and they got Marvin Harrison Jr., I might have been a little more rattled, but I'm not. But that rivalry is something different. And we played them close last year. They played us close last year. We won both games. I think we went 6 wins, no losses in the division. That might be a toss-up. And I'm about 70-30 we'll win that game.
Okay. Division games is way different. Y'all got Eagles on December the 3rd at Philadelphia. This gonna be a shootout.
I plan on being in attendance too. That's crazy.
This is gonna be a shootout. It's either gonna be a super low scoring game or it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah. And if we're 100% healthy, I think we see what we should have saw last season in the NFC Championship game. That's a dub. I'm gonna go 50-50 on that game though. Only because Jalen Hurts, he different. We do, and I'm being honest, we struggle against like running quarterbacks. Like it takes us a while to figure it out. And so if we get behind and we're not scoring offensively, it'll be tough to come back from. I'm a sit at 50-50 on that game. We'll revisit it, you and I, once season gets started. I'm gonna talk my trash, of course, though. To all my Philly fans, no doubt. You already know it.
Yeah. Definitely. Then y'all got on who we just said, the Eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all play Seattle, but y'all home this time. December 10th.
I'm 100. That's an
at home.
That's not a favor.
December 17th, y'all got the Cardinals again, but y'all at Arizona.
I'll take that again. I don't know what their situation is at quarterback.
Kyler Murray gonna be back.
But I don't know if he's still playing video games or if he's studying a playbook. So he presents a problem because, like I said, he's a mobile quarterback. That's what we struggle against. But
might not be the same coming off of that injury.
Yeah, the ACL is different.
Change people, yo. That
It's
ACL
different.
change people.
It's different. But he might be hitting his stride because that's later in the season. So if he's going in later in the season and he's, you know what I'm saying, like hitting his stride, it's just I think that they lack at the wide receiver, especially with DeAndre Hopkins not being there no more. They lack a certain.
They lost Christian Kirk.
Yeah, a certain threat. And so if we take advantage, or we can take advantage of, and their offensive line ain't that good either.
They just not that good at all.
That's another major part, man. And so when we got offensive lines in front of that front seven, it's different. Even with a defensive coordinator coming in that's brand new, I think that Wilkes, I think what he did in Carolina, spoke volumes for who he is, not only as a coach but as a players coach. And so if he brings that same tenacity feel to what we have in the locker room, we gonna be eating all season. So I'm definitely going to pick us in that game. That puts us where we at week what?
There's only 3 games left.
All right, so that's week 15. So right now I'm at 13 solid and
maybe 2
iffies. Yeah,
maybe. Probably can add 3 with this Christmas game against the Ravens.
I mean that, but that's dead. That's dead. Yeah, that's the game I've been waiting to get to, man. Because on all my social media, I was really advocating for, Lamar to San Francisco. You feel me? It ain't work. It's cool though, because that's my guy. It's been my guy since he was at Louisville. So I don't hate on Lamar, but every opportunity that we get to play the Ravens, I take it personally because I deal with so much stuff being from Baltimore, not being a Ravens fan. I get no respect here. It's terrible. I've been getting slandered.
Being a Ravens fan, yo, it's hard being a Ravens.
I've been getting slandered since the holding call in the end zone. It didn't take place. It didn't happen. So we lost the Super Bowl. But I've been getting slandered since then when we played y'all. And so I think realistically, that's probably right up there with the Eagles as one of our toughest games on the schedule. But I don't trust y'all defense enough to stop what we're doing on offense. And so
we had a top defense last year. Once we got everything together, we wound up.
It sound good.
We got better.
It sound good.
Yeah,
sound good. It does. It sound good.
Y'all still gotta stop that explosive offense, and y'all don't even know what to expect. We got a whole new system now. We don't even know what to expect.
We don't know what to expect. Y'all don't know what to expect, and y'all have again a player coming off of that ACL injury. I mean, he took the whole season off last year. That's OBJ. I think if he's 100% healthy, he does change the dynamic of that team. And again, that's why I said I didn't say anything about offensively. I said defensively, I don't trust y'all to get it done. But even on that side of the ball, where y'all are on offense and we're on defense, I think head to head, if we shooting 11 on 11, I'm gonna take my guys walking in the dark alley every time. That's probably gonna be, like I said, outside of the Eagles, that'll probably be our toughest game on the schedule.
We already got y'all circled, so we already know that's gonna be one of our toughest games.
That's good. You should have a circle.
Yeah,
you should have me circled. The Ravens fans should have me circled because I'm gonna circle the wagons. I'm gonna talk major trash.
But just remember, Ravens had one of the best O-lines last year too.
That's cool. They didn't see us last year though, so that kind of it's gonna cancel out what y'all had going on. Lamar is my guy, like I said, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sit on my side and pick in this game. This is the only game I really wanted to get to. That I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a tough game, but I'm not 60-40, 50-50, 70-30. I'm 100% on my side on this one. Even if it's a close game. We owe y'all from Thanksgiving a couple years ago when y'all got our undefeated record. Like y'all put one loss on the record. I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
We love
I was at the stadium in a downpour, getting rained on, and I lost wild bread on that game because I bet. And Justin Tucker.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
So it's get back time for me, man. I need all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick us in that game.
All right, y'all. Next game is at Washington. I don't know what they expect with Washington, but Chase Young back. That's going to improve their defense.
Well, they don't know if they want to keep Chase Young or not. I think they're more focused on figuring out the quarterback situation. Washington, that game was a little tougher than I anticipated last year.
They do be scrappy, bro. They had some weird games that just be randomly going at you.
They are. I'm not gonna count that one as a loss either. And if I'm being totally honest, because I think we had about to be at week 18. At best, 14-3.
And y'all end the year at home against the Rams.
Yeah, at best 14-3. At worst, 12-5 on an iffy week. But I'm saying 14-3, and I'm gonna stick solid to that 14-3 this season.
All right. I mean, I really feel like I agree with like 95% of everything you said. I don't really feel like you said anything outlandish. Like, y'all toughest games, you feel me? I feel like you still supposed to feel like you're gonna win. Like, I ain't expect you to be. Oh no, I don't expect that. You feel me? So I respect it. As far as what do you feel like people are not paying attention to enough as far as y'all team? Or who?
Man, who are people not paying attention to enough? I feel like he gets a lot of credit, and rightfully so. But he's like one of the more underrated linebackers in the league, and that's Dre Greenlaw. If you look at all of our like major plays that didn't include like Fred Warner or Nick Bosa, Charvarius Ward or Talanoa or even Gibson on the back end, if it didn't include those guys, it included Dre Greenlaw. He's always around the ball. He's scrappy. He's gonna punch the ball out. That's his intent, is to get to the ball and to separate the man from the ball. And so I think he doesn't get enough credit playing, of course, because we got Fred Warner in the middle, who signal caller, team captain, whatever, sideline to sideline.
Bosa and Ward.
And I mean, we got a lot of guys, but he is one of those guys that flies under the radar until he's no longer under the radar. And then you look it up, and he's leading the team in tackles. So I think he doesn't get enough credit. And I think I'm super excited to see Diamador Lenoir at that other corner. Play corner outside of or opposite side of Ward. He gave up, I think, one score all last season, like one touchdown. And this goes back to whomever was talking about the Cowboys always. He caught a pick in the playoff game because Dak staring down receivers and he read it, snapped it. And so I think him going into because this will be year 3 for him. And he low on a draft poll, didn't get a lot of looks from a lot of NFL teams. And I think said he has a breakout season, in my opinion. He has a breakout season.
All right, now give me somebody on the offensive side that you're expecting to have a breakout season or that might not get enough recognition.
Outside of, like I said, Brandon Ayuk, because I think he's primed for a breakout season. I think Debo's primed for a comeback season. Of course, we got Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, but we have a running back, last name Mason, who
my cousin.
Man, listen, he runs different, man. And I think if we actually use him more in the season, it'll alleviate, what I'm saying, like some of the carries that a lot of the big names got to get. But he's a finisher when he's running the ball. So he's not looking to go down. He's not looking to go out.
He's like a power back.
He's not just a power back because he's speed too. And so
that's a rookie.
He was a rookie last year. Him and Brock Purdy. So if you in the preseason, him and Brock Purdy had a mix up in the backfield. And I think the ball got snapped high. Nobody knew what to do with the ball. It was off. It was weird. It was weird looking. But in the regular season, they got it together. So when they played in the backfield together, I think he had like a 74-yard run. He got stopped at like the 2-yard line. I think it would have been his first touchdown of the season. He didn't quite get it because we were blowing the team out, so we just nailed in the ball the rest of the clock. But he's different in how he runs the ball from start to finish. Not, like I said, just not looking to go down, not looking to be tackled. He's looking for contact. So I think that's an offensive player who is under the radar, as is, like I said, the offensive lineman Buford. I think working with Trent Williams every day, he can only get better, right? Like you surround yourself with people who are going to make you better, who will force you to be better. And I think he has one of the best seasons, I think, this season as an offensive lineman. Might look for him to be an all-pro or in the Pro Bowl. We're not going to be in the Pro Bowl because we'll be playing in the Super Bowl, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. All right, so we in our last 10 minutes of this episode. We go by fast, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
It does.
Outside of your team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not even outside of your team, because we're not expecting your team to be a sleeper. Who's your sleeper team? Who's your team that you feel like is going to be good this year that might not have been good the last couple seasons? Because it's always one every year where we don't expect them to be good, and we'd be like,
right.
It was the Lions this year.
Hear me out. Because I'm going to pick the Lions again this year.
Not a sleeper no more.
They not a sleeper. But I think they actually take the next step and get into the playoffs this year. The Steelers, and that's tough for me to say, but the Steelers, I think that with Kenny Pickett going into a second year, and they got a receiver. What's my guy?
George Pickens.
Is that what man? That it? Yep, that's his name.
Yeah, he's tough. He's tough.
Listen,
he's tough.
I think they end even what's the running back? I mean the tight end, Fryermuth. However you say his name. TJ Watt. Mm-hmm. They have players, and I think Mike Tomlin is one of the top tier quarterbacks. He's like top echelon of quarterback. I mean, coaches. I'm sorry, as far as the league is concerned, and I think he rallies that team to where they may be a contender for AFC North champion. You're a Ravens fan. I know that ain't what you want to hear. The Cincinnati fans don't want to hear that either, but I'm just being
realistic
I'm
though.
being
So
honest. Again, them rivalry games are something different. So they play different. But I think outside of those 6 games that they play against the AFC North, I think they have an opportunity to shock a lot of people. don't think Mike Tomlin has had a losing season since he's taken over the helm after Bill Cowher for the Steelers. So I don't expect him to have a losing season, but I don't expect him to miss the playoffs this year either. So I think they're going to be a sleeper team. I'm interested to see what the Saints do with Derek Carr.
Yeah, me too.
They got a lot of weapons. I don't know
That's
if Michael Thomas is coming back, but they have a lot of weapons that I don't think that they were able to be used fully last year. Derek Carr is not the greatest quarterback, but he's far from the worst quarterback.
He's better than Jameis Winston.
And so I told you, Jameis only eat W's and make jokes on social media. So, but I'm interested to see what they do as a team. Jacksonville, okay. I mean, I like Jacksonville. I like what they did last year. I think that's gonna be tough. I think the Bills take a step back.
I think the Vikings too.
Well, yeah. I want to see what Madison does as their number one running back. And if Dalvin Cook ends up in New York with the Jets, which is the last thing I saw, I'm interested to see what the Jets do with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know that he's Aaron Rodgers from years ago. Discount double check. He might be more on the declining side of that discount double check, but they gave him some weapons. They have a legit corner in Sauce Gardner, and so I want to see how they bring it all together, how they group it all together, especially in that the AFC East conference. So it's a lot of teams to look out for. We should be number one on everybody's list, like I said. Spoken like a true fan, but
for sure.
That's a hill I'm gonna die on. I ain't never coming off that hill. I've been on that hill since '91. I ain't never coming off that hill. So we get number 6 this year. That's all I really care about. I don't care how we go about doing it, whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly. As long as at the end of the season, we're that confetti falling and we at the bottom of the confetti with smiles and not tears. And I'm good. It's a successful season for real.
All right, well, we're gonna end this episode with Amore doing this quiz that we talked about. You feel me?
I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna tell you.
Man, I'm so upset. I didn't even get to ask my question, bro. Like this is crazy. But nevertheless, we're gonna go ahead with this good quiz, I guess, because unfortunately my child doesn't listen and didn't get my phone. But we got this. You feel me? We got this. Just hold on for a second. But I do have a question real fast for this 49ers fan, which they call y'all the loyal, right? So it seems like you super loyal, which I love it. You feel me? But my question to you, like, even as a 49ers fan, like with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, did you have a feeling for it? Did you how did that make you feel? Him not even being in the league anymore.
I didn't pick a side. I understood what his stance was, and I understood why he took the stance that he did, and I completely agreed with it. I didn't choose the team side. I'm going to be a fan regardless. Do I think he could have still played in the league? I do. I think that at that time he might have been better than a lot of the quarterbacks that were in the league. I think the league felt that they did their part in giving him the settlement that they gave him for the whole blackballing scandal incident, whatever you want to call it. He's still, talking like he still wants to be in the league, but I think that time for him has life has passed. And so at the time, it is something that shook up the sports world. I guess, I mean, I feel like people pay more attention to the fact that he was kneeling for the national anthem as opposed to the reason as to why he chose to kneel in the capacity that he chose to. And the time that we were in, the climate that we were in back then, I think he chose, and his choosing essentially led him to no longer be in the league, which I think is completely foolish. But that's the way of big business. And then they feel like it's going to cost or cause them to lose money. Then they're going to go against the opposite thing. But if you look at it, they essentially or eventually went to supporting certain aspects of what it was that he brought to light, in a sense to say that they were wrong without admitting that they were wrong. So that's my take on that.
He ain't coming back, bro. They ain't letting bro come back. It don't matter how much working
It
out
was
he
never.
do. It don't matter.
It was
what.
never.
They
We
not
knew
letting
he
him
wasn't
come
coming back. We knew
So,
he wasn't
so I
coming back.
guess, so I guess it's safe to say the two players that we know just are not coming back to the NFL are Colin Kaepernick and Ray Rice. They're just not.
No, it's not happening.
Nope.
It's not.
I will see AB come back before either one of them.
You would.
Ooh, wow.
You would. You
Wow.
would. They are because he didn't offend them in the way that, and when I say them, I say them, but he didn't offend them in the way that Colin did. And I think Ray's video was the only thing that keeps him out of the league, but Colin did something that was more offensive to them on a national stage, which is going to prohibit him or has prohibited him from even being seen by another team as a potential, step in quarterback, whatever. So he can go ahead and hang it up. No offense to him, but
So much
put them
freedom of
cleats.
speech.
Put them cleats on the shelf. He did his thing while he was in the league, so that's good. Shout out to him. Shout out to Nevada. Shout out to this. Kissing the bicep, all that. But yeah, he's done. He's done in the league. It's unfortunate because he was a talent, but you understand how things go.
He was Lamar before it was Lamar. That's what I be trying to tell people. He was doing what Lamar did before Lamar came.
So yeah, that's life. You make a decision. You got to stick with it. There's no going back on the decision you took. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't feel bad for what he did. I said he brought light that should have been a spotlight on what was going on in society at that point, much sooner than him kneeling for a national anthem. But it is what it is.
All right, y'all. So let me get to this quiz, y'all. So let's see if you really the loyal, because I'm going back to history.
I'm gonna be loyal.
49ers.
I'm gonna be loyal regardless. I don't know. It's not gonna change my loyalty, man.
Bro, I think you're gonna do better than you think, yo.
All right.
Yeah, for real.
We'll see.
Who knows? But first question: what year were the San Francisco 49ers founded?
A long time
we got
ago.
1955, 1937, 1968, or 1946.
Let's go with 46.
46. Ding, 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 baby. Okay. Yes, sir. Let's go. All right. Here go the next question. The San Francisco 49ers retired jersey number 12 in honor of which player? Joe Perry, Steve Young, Joe Montana, or John Brody?
Or who?
John Brody.
Man, I'm still in my 30s, man. That's crazy that you asked me stuff from like the 60s and stuff like that. That's wild. Let's go with player number 1, the first guy.
No. So we're
It's the
gonna
last
go
one.
with John Brody because
the
we
last
don't
one.
know who he is, but yeah, big ups to John Brody, man.
Shout
Number
out to
12
him.
that was retired.
I was going to say Joe Montana.
That's 16, bro.
That's the only.
Yo,
That's
Gigan.
the only. I mean, but that's the only person we know. All right.
Yeah.
Steve Young.
Yeah.
I mean, that's number 8.
Oh, true.
So,
How many full seasons? So you talk about Steve Young. How many full seasons did Steve Young play during his NFL career? 5, 3, 9, or 7?
9, if I'm not mistaken. You mean players like did he get drafted and play or play like as a player?
It just said full seasons. How many full seasons?
I'm gonna go. Can I go 7 or 9? I gotta pick one.
So either one of those are not correct, right? So it said he didn't become a 49er starter until his 8th season, although he played a full season only 3 times.
Damn.
3 times. That's crazy.
That's wild.
As many times I've seen this man jersey.
He was in Tampa Bay sitting on the bench.
Sitting on the bench, drinking the Gatorade.
Letting that check. All right, last question. Which 49ers linebacker was known as the Fudge Hammer? Frank Nolan, Ken Norton Jr., Patrick Willis, or Bill Romanowski?
Ken Norton Jr.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer because the other two, not Fudge and Patrick Willis, I don't think that he garnered that nickname. So that's gonna be my final answer.
All right. So no, that is not correct. Frank Nunley earned the nickname Fudge Hammer from a teammate, Stan Hinman. They said he looked like Fudge and he hit like a hammer. So yeah, they call him Fudge Hammer. And that's the end of the round of Did You Know the History of Your 49ers? But it's all good. We know you're a 49ers fan. It's all good.
He probably wasn't born. I wasn't. So
or thought of, right? Or thought of. But that's what they gave me.
I wasn't thought of because that's back in like history. That's probably back in like the throwback version of football itself with the leather helmets and all of the nonsense. But I went back there. I became a fan in '91, so we good.
It's all gravy. It's all gravy. But we do appreciate you and your answers, my boy.
Amen, Niner gang. You know, they say bang bang Niner gang. That's what it is, man.
Definitely appreciate coming on.
I appreciate y'all for having me on the show, man. It was dope. I enjoyed it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like talking, sports, especially my team. Catch you in basketball season when we talking 76ers, man.
As long as you're not talking to Lakers, Jesus, Mason.
I mean, I'm not gonna talk to Lakers. LeBron the GOAT, but I'm not gonna talk to Lakers. I only talk 76ers.
She my dog, but she a Laker hater.
Yo, I've never been a Lakers fan. Never in my life.
You shouldn't be.
It's okay to be a fan. You don't gotta be a hater though.
I'm not a hater. I just don't like the Lakers.
That sounds like a hater to me.
That's not a hater. That's not a hater, bro. A hater is like, oh, fuck the Lakers. I just don't. They're not my preference. They're not my cup of tea. That's fine. Everybody has a preference. And the Lakers are not.
Yeah. Ask her who our team is, bro.
Who your team? Who is your team?
Don't got one. Mind your business. Thank you. All right, just know it's not the Lakers.
She likes Sacramento.
But no, I do like Sacramento. I like Sacramento. I've always liked Sacramento. I've always liked Western teams except the Lakers. So the Suns and Sacramento have been my two teams always. That's just what it is. I was a point guard, grew up on Mike Bibby and Steve Nash. Just
okay. I'll take that. Take that. Certainly.
Yeah, we're gonna end this episode. You feel me? Definitely appreciate you being a part once again.
No doubt.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You feel me? If you ain't subscribed to New Era 410 Podcast,
that's crazy about you.
That's cool. That's a bet. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their daughter.
Yes,
Tune into the podcast next time. Feel me? All right.
Yeah. And during football season, bro, you feel me? We're gonna be live streaming games.
Yep.
Got the idea? Who your team? Who your favorite team for football? Bigger team, hurry up. 3, 2, 1. You know it's the game. You know the vibes, man.
Yeah, but bro, we're gonna be live streaming games this season. You feel me? During the football season, so we're gonna most likely probably live stream. You feel me? The Ravens and the 49ers game.
That's a bet.
we bring a fan on of the other team
That's
every
a
week.
bet. Sign
So you know
me,
it's
sign me
gonna
up.
be crazy.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
sign me up, man.
It's gonna be big trash talk.
You know the vibes. Ain't nothing changed.
All right, man. Love you, bro. Appreciate you coming on
I
again.
love you
We're
too,
gonna
bro.
end this